Since this is a Metroid game, you'll find a lot of different power-ups, but depending on the order you find them in, you might encounter impassable obstacles that can be hard to remember where are. This also extends to the refill stations, which are probably the main reason why I'd recommend having a map handy. Personally, I didn't have any need to backtrack to them until the endgame, but it sure was nice to have them jotted down on my map when I needed to. There's just a tiny little problem about drawing your own map here though compared to Metroid 1. Well, probably not as much a problem as something you need to be aware of before you start drawing. A lot of people actually warned me about this before I started, but I think I underestimated how it would actually play out. This is how my map looked after I finished the game, and yeah, it's a mess. Everything went pretty smoothly until I got around halfway, which is where you'll start to enter these stores where the screen will fade to black before the game transitions to the next screen. Normally it'd just pan over, right? Well, these are what I call transition points. Basically points where you transition to a separate part of the map, akin to the elevators in the previous game. To be fair, I should have picked up on this the first time it happened and my map began intersecting with previous parts, but then again, on the other hand, it's not really that obvious that this is what's happening. This is the only bad part of the level design in my opinion. The insistence of everything being one big, continuous cave, but without any clearly defined transitional points between the different map sections. It was fine in the previous game, because you literally took an elevator an undisclosed distance down into the planet, so it made sense to start on a new area a little bit away from the previous one. But here you're literally just walking through a passage, just like you've done all along. There's not really anything unique about it either, except for the fade out and some weird transparent blocks by the entrance. I get how the design philosophy for this is different than in Metroid 1, right? It's supposed to be a mostly natural cave system, and the reason these transition points are here to begin with is probably to avoid having those long-ass hallways everywhere. But there must have been a better way to signal this, right? Even if you disregard the map drawing issues, the whole implied interconnectivity thing makes it feel like you're supposed to loop back into somewhere you've already been. For what it's worth, I really do think that this is the worst aspect of the game, but I also think that it's mostly negligible, since the rest of the level design is so good that it makes up for it.